You will not believe it, never since eternity until now has such a scene been witnessed. For the first time in the heavenly court, Archangel Michael raised his voice. Not in rebellion, not in anger against God, but in a desperate and burning cry for you. At the sound of his thunderous voice, all of heaven fell still, fire and sorrow both flickered in his eyes. Every angel halted in mid-flight. Every harp's melody was silenced. The entire celestial realm turned toward that voice. Michael, the warrior who has fought the armies of darkness through the ages, the guardian of the gates of light, he cried out with such force that even the foundations of heaven trembled. And what did he say? Not for kings, not for nations, not even for prophets. His cry was for you alone. Something had happened that shook the spiritual realm. For in the heavenly records, the great book in which every blessing, every promise, every inheritance for the children of God is inscribed, your name was suddenly found missing. It was not erased by the will of the Father, but enemies in hiding, waiting for a moment of weakness, had attempted to steal it. They thought you would not notice. They believed you would not resist. They assumed that by delaying, they could rob you of your right and close the gates against you. But they forgot. They underestimated the depth of heaven's love. They belittled the loyalty of Michael. When he saw your name gone, his heart broke. He stepped forward, and his voice trembled with holy wrath toward the enemy and with deep compassion for your soul. And he cried out, Father, this cannot be lost. This cannot be forsaken. This one has endured much, has fought much, has remained steadfast for so long. Its place cannot be stolen. I will not remain silent any longer. The heavens trembled, and silence wrapped the eternal throne room. The Father's gaze fell upon Michael, his faithful warrior, and without a word, he lifted his hand. Suddenly, light poured forth like a river, rushing through the archives of eternity. And there, before the eyes of countless angels, your name appeared again, blazing with fire that no darkness could erase. The enemy shrieked, retreating into the shadows, for the authority of heaven had spoken. Your inheritance was restored. Your destiny sealed once more. But heaven did not stop there. A decree went out, carried by 10,000 angels, this child shall rise. No chain will bind them. No curse will hold them. No weapon will prevail against them. At that moment, angels were dispatched, some to guard you, some to guide you, and some to whisper strength into your weary soul. The battles you thought you lost were counted as victories in the Father's book. The tears you thought were forgotten had already watered the soil of miracles. Michael knelt before the throne and spoke once more, Father, I will stand watch over this one. Until their final breath, I will fight for them. And the Father replied, So it shall be. My Spirit will be their shield, and my Son's blood will be their banner. They are mine forever. From that day forward, your life was written not in ink, but in flame. Heaven itself testifies, you are chosen, defended, and unstoppable. So rise, beloved one. Do not look back in fear. Walk as one whose name is etched in eternal fire. For the armies of heaven march beside you, and your destiny is untouchable. As soon as Michael made this declaration, the very walls of heaven resounded. Thousands of angels stood behind him. In their eyes burned the same fire, the same compassion. The throne of God was silent. For a few moments, it seemed as if time itself had stopped. The entire universe was wrapped in stillness. Every constellation, every planet, every sound appeared to be waiting for that one decision. Suddenly, a wave of light burst forth from the throne. That light went straight to the book where your name had been dimmed and erased. And then the miracle happened. Where your name had been blotted out, fiery lines began to blaze. And from that fire, your name was engraved once more, this time shining brighter and stronger than ever before. The enemy, who had been watching from afar, trembled. Their schemes turned to ashes. Their confidence shattered, because they knew it was now impossible to stop you. Then Michael lifted his sword high toward the heavens. That sword blazed like lightning. And he swore an oath, this soul is now protected. Its destiny is sealed. And whoever dares to touch it, must first face my sword. At once, the songs of heaven erupted. The harps began to play again, but this time their music was far greater than ever before. The voices of millions of angels rose together, singing the hymn of victory. A song sung for you alone. And the words of that song declared, this one shall not be lost. This one shall not be forsaken. This one is chosen. This one is heir to the eternal inheritance. In that moment, a new covering surrounded you. A mantle of heavenly light. No power of the enemy, no scheme, no shadow of darkness could touch you now. Then the voice of God thundered. Deep, solemn, and yet tender, I have heard. I have seen. And I have decided. My child, your name is engraved forever upon my palm. No one shall ever erase it. As those words went forth, all creation echoed them. On the earth, in the seas, in the skies. Even every power in the spiritual realms acknowledged, your destiny is now eternal. And Michael, still bowed, looked toward you with a radiant smile and said, now go forward. Do not fear. For heaven's gates are open before you. Your inheritance awaits you. And I, Michael, will stand with you until the very end. God is working in silence on your behalf. Even if you cannot see the change, He is shifting circumstances, touching hearts, and making a way where there seems to be no way. Trust that He has already written your victory.